We're gonna try and use some information that I have that I'm gonna provide to you, and I want you to read through it, skim through it, and just kind of make up posters amongst your groups and just answering these questions. So we're going to, after when we come back and meet together, we're going to have a better understanding of what are the approved methods for trying to quit its use in tobacco and smoking, and we're also going to learn a little bit more about e-cigarettes. Okay? Alright, let's see how I'll break you up. I will have Deanne and Kelly together, and then Jerry, Jesse, and Chris will be together, okay? And Dan and Kelly, if you mind, do you guys want to do the e-cigarettes? Okay. Alright, thank you guys for doing that activity, and now I'm just going to have each of you guys come up with your group and present the information that you found, and just go through each question, just kind of answer that, give us some feedback, tell us a little bit about what you learned, okay? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Alright, the white team. So you guys all want to go there?
It's okay, I don't like watching them. Fine, I guess I'll do it. So we're talking about how to quit smoking and the approved methods, and it's approved by the FDA and also pharmaceutical places, companies, pharmaceutical companies. There's actually 7 methods, 5 by the FDA and 2 recommended by pharmaceutical companies. And what are they? The first one is the nicotine patch, nicotine gum. This is a big word. It's nicotine lozenge. Some people say lozenge. Nicotine salsa spray. I'm just kidding. Nicotine nasal spray. Nicotine inhaler. I call it Chantix, but some people call it varenicline. And the last one is bupropion.
Is that the one that worked for you?
I actually use both of these, but I call it Zyban. And then some of the withdrawal symptoms include cravings, anxiety, a sense of emptiness, depression, moodiness, irritability, and inattentiveness. And we just made this poster. We wanted to make it so it attract everyone with all the colors and it'd be easy to read.
Okay. Would you mind telling us where you got the information from?
We got the information from a packet and a handout.
Utah Department of Health.
This is from the Utah Department of Health, and it just talks a little about some of the health effects of nicotine and nicotine products. And then we also had a packet, which is from
The NIA Newspaper of Education.
which is from the NIE, which is the newspaper in education, and it talks about the harmful effects of smoking. And there's a part specifically about nicotine. That's where we got our information from.
Okay, and do you think that that information is reliable?
Printed. It must be reliable. No, it looks like it's reliable. It's got the Utah seal on it, or the Utah Department of Health thing on it, so it's probably a pretty good source.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Take a bow. Gracie.
You're on.
Okay, now ours is on information about e-cigarettes. We listen to you. Why don't you listen to us? Alright, ours is about why not to use e-cigarettes to quit smoking. And we used a handout from, I believe it was from the Utah Department of Health, but it was a very heavily referenced handout. Anyways, e-cigarettes have not been scientifically evaluated to be safe for human consumption. They may emit nicotine, propylene glycol, carcinogens, and toxic chemicals, some of which are found in antifreeze. The reason why you should use it to quit smoking is because it's a bad example to children. You model smoking behavior to youth. Also, it can become a gateway drug to tobacco and other drug use. E-cigarettes, the vaporized nicotine that e-cigarettes produces similar addictive and psychological effects as smoking regular cigarettes. And the claims of reduced exposure to toxins does not necessarily mean reduced risks.
And also, there's no regulation right now by the FDA for e-cigarettes, so that equals big amounts of nicotine and other chemicals.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks for your guys' participation again. And now I just have a short little clip to show you, and also I'd like to talk about and just show you what some of the products look like that you might see in gas stations or in other places, and just really look at it and just see how similar they are compared to candy. And so I have both candy and also drug products in here. So we can go ahead and pass those around.
And we each get one?
Nope, we're not going to open this duct tape, so just pass it around and look at it.
Okay.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to get the video. Okay, you guys all ready? Okay, so that was a little clip that was put on YouTube by the CDC, and so that's another resource as parents that you can use to show your kids what the effects of smoking are in nicotine, and hopefully deter them from making choices that would otherwise get them addicted to using these products and not be able to quit. Like this lady said, you know, it was really hard on her. She can't even talk without using a mechanism to communicate with people. And so I think that's a great option. I think, you know, some of the art or some of the handouts that you guys are able to use to create your posters kind of give you an idea of how you can find a lot of information in just, you know, one sheet of paper. So we're going to go over a little bit more references. Okay, so right here on the slide is where I clicked on for the lady's story that was found on YouTube. There's a lot of resources on there. There's other websites, utahquitnet.com. You can go ahead, go to that website and log in. So if you know anyone who is trying to quit, you can direct them to there. Also, the Utah Health Department is a good resource, and they have a lot of information on their page as well. They have a phone number that you can call. They have a specific website for tobaccofreeutah.com. And also in our community, there's Project Success, which I've done my internship through, and they have a lot of information that's accessible to you, or if you want to educate people around you, or maybe go into a class and teach people, you can definitely get free materials from them. Also, there's a phone number you can call, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, and get more information for resources and what you can do to quit. What we covered today was smoking, nicotine, tobacco. Talked a little bit about hookah, smokeless tobacco products. We also talked about how to quit and with approved methods from the FDA. What to be aware of with your teenagers, and I also exposed you to some good resources. We also talked about other resources that you can find online, and I will be giving you a packet from the standard examiner that was handed out, and it is to educate the youth, so you can go ahead and bring those and give them to your children. Okay, do you guys have any questions or feedback?
I found it interesting and informative, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good. I didn't know much about hookah. It was interesting to find out about that. And the e-cigarettes as well. And just the way they work and the dangers and risks.
What was something that you've heard maybe in an advertisement that now you have a different opinion about?
Well, for one thing, the e-cigarettes, I thought they came about, just from what little I know about them, or thought I knew, I thought they came about to help people quit smoking, and that they were less harmful. And
Yeah.
what I'm hearing lately from what I've heard from you is that they are just as bad, if not worse. And I guess the idea is to get people addicted in another way, and it's the tobacco industry lying again, I guess.
Yeah. And the reason they're not being regulated right now is because they're not tobacco products. They just contain the nicotine in them. And so they're trying to get that so that way they can regulate it. But I think that once, if it gets to the point where it is regulated and the FDA can kind of test and check up on them and make sure that all the chemicals are listed, that they have in it for consumers as well as the dosage. Because, I mean, we're not under the impression that everybody is going to quit sometime soon. So just to give them another alternative to maybe quitting, I think might be helpful. If they can, choose an option where they can decrease in their dosage and maybe do it in a way that is trendy.
Well, who's marketing it? If it's not the tobacco industry, who's marketing the e-cigarettes and the nicotine?
I think right now it is the tobacco industry, and right now it's just kind of a free-for-all because it's not being regulated. They're able to sell things online, so teenagers can get online and they can simply, check a box that asks them, are you 18? And they're able to purchase these e-cigarette packages as well as the juice that contains nicotine. And so it's just really easy to access. Is there any other questions? No? Good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, good job, Christina.
A+.
A+.
Okay, my name's Christina Whetstone. I'm attending Weber State, and we just had our presentation, but this is a reflection of what I've done in my internship at Project Success. And right here you can see a map of where it's located. It's pretty close to Weber State. It takes about 10 minutes to get there, so that's nice. And on here I just wanted to illustrate some of the handouts that we have that we offer to the community. And also here's a pamphlet that talks a little bit more about Project Success. My job while I was there was I was able to prepare materials for activities for the youth to educate them on tobacco and smokeless tobacco products. And in the health promotion program, we have competencies that we go over, assessment, planning, implementing, evaluating, educating, being a resource, and being an advocate for different areas of health promotion. Again, this one was focused on smoking and tobacco. Mainly, I was able to increase in my planning, and I have a brief statement on what I did for each one. Planning, being a resource, educating, and advocating. And you guys got to see a little bit about how we educate the community, whether in small groups or in larger groups. So you can go ahead, come up, read information. I have extra handouts if you want to take them, and you can ask me questions if you have any questions.